Over the last week, the Colonials have continued their aggressive campaign in the east, making significant progress. They successfully took control of all of Callahan's Passage and Viper's Pit, and claimed the capital city of the Great Warden Dam in Howell County. These victory points brought the Colonials within one victory point of winning the war. They set their sights on Brody Town and Reaching Trail, potentially the last remaining victory point for this war. Before we get into the Battle of Brody Town, I want to take the time to thank today's sponsor, World of Tanks. Anytime I'm not doing logistics or waiting for the next Foxhole war to start, I'm rolling around with some buddies and the community members in my Discord in World of Tanks. If you would like to play World of Tanks with me or just give it a try yourself, make sure to use my promotion link in the description below. Use the invite code COMBAT and new players will receive a Cromwell B Tier 6 British Premium Medium Tank, 250,000 credits, and 7 days of premium access. But that's not all. You will also get 3 rental tanks for 10 battles each: the Tiger 131 German Heavy Tank, the T-78 American Tank Destroyer, and the Type 64 Chinese Premium Light Tank. If you already play the game, you can use this code as well. For existing players, you can use code COMBAT and receive 3 days of premium access. A 2D style bargain that will turn your tanks into a true motley crew, and the choice between 7-day rental of premium tank Centurion MK5 or 100,000 credit compensation if you already have this tank in your garage. Remember, the code is COMBAT. World of Tanks is a free-to-play PC game, so there's no cost to try it out. Come join my Discord and play some World of Tanks with me and other players soon. Thank you again, World of Tanks, for sponsoring this battle today. Brodytown has been under siege for the last 4 days, and the Wardens refused to let this war end. I had assumed the war might end while I was at work, but to my surprise, the Wardens were still holding their ground when I got home. Determined to contribute, I logged in to help prolong the fight and make our last stand. I was surprised to get into Brody Town so quickly, given that it was essentially the last victory point the Colonials needed. As I settled in, the Wardens in the east launched a major offensive in Howell County, retaking the Great Warden Dam. This pushed the Colonials to need 2 victory points to win, easing some of the pressure on us in Brody Town. I got to work immediately as a frontline engineer, digging out bunker pieces, repairing fortifications, and constructing defenses as needed. We had a solid position along the road toward Elks Ford, where the Colonials were positioned. We were even building a forward bunker, and it seems like we might retake Elks Ford soon. We had strong tank support on our front, thanks to various regiments releasing their stockpiles in Brody Town, and neighboring logi hubs funneling resources to us.
Dude, we're holding longer than I thought we would. I thought this was going to be done by like this morning.
Enjoy.
The war is never give up.
I thought it'd be over hours ago because they were in the middle of fucking Brody Town, but
and now we got Great Warden Dam back. We're going, boys. We're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Got a tank that's injured. We got to get that HTD repaired right there. I'm gonna go get more B-mats. I'll be right back.
Something hit me. I don't know.
It's gonna be real sad when we turn this into a comeback war and the collies complain.
Oh, dude, I'm ready, man. Yeah.
I want it. I want it so badly. I've been saying it since day one. Let's come at war.
I don't care if we win or lose at this point. I just want to kill collies.
That's fair. I like
hell
that.
Yeah.
I like that spirit.
Hell yeah, brother.
I love it. Yeah.
I'm here for blood.
Despite our efforts, we lost the forward bunker near Elks Ford. The Colonials launched a swarm of tanks and infantry at us.
Albert, did we lose the BB?
yeah, their armor pushed up.
Oh, okay.
No, just back out.
I focused on keeping our tanks in the fight as long as possible.
You guys have had so many close calls. I don't know how this thing is still
How
going.
did you not die in the flame?
It's not freaking being unbelievable.
Polo, don't do it. No, Polo.
No!
4%?
Yeah, 4. Oh wait, hold on. No, wait. It might be the structure.
Oh, we are down. Shooting.
Ready for this? I sacrificed my life for the tank line.
Had a heart attack.
Meanwhile, another significant push was happening in the west. The Wardens had driven the Colonials out of Farragut Coast and were advancing on the Manacle and King's Cage. Another victory point we could claim. Capturing it would provide a major morale boost and put us back in contention for a comeback. The Wardens on the east had also done an amazing job at pushing the Colonials out of the Great Warden Dam, and were slowly pushing them out of the region. Despite our own setbacks, we continued to hold our ground in Brody Town, determined to keep this fight alive.
Sorry.
I was invited to join a tank crew, and I happily accepted. It was a welcome break from frontline engineering. This was actually my first time in a tank all war, and believe it or not, despite having logged 1,700 plus hours in this game, I've only spent about 30 to 40 hours in a tank.
Get back in there.
South. Yep. Nice. Back up.
Push him. Push the party.
Wait, no, back up. No, we got one. Back up. We'll get a repair.
I keep it close.
There's three tanks there.
So sorry.
Three tanks there.
Back up.
Let's get it again. No.
Keep backing up. You're
Back
doing
it,
good.
back it. Get back it. A body block.
We held the Colonials back effectively throughout the day. Later that night, the tank crew decided to repair the tank and restock ammunition. Since I prefer staying busy, I told them I'd rejoin them once they were ready and return to building defenses. Meanwhile, on the west, the Wardens continued their advance into the Manacle and King's Cage, inching closer to the town hall. Back at Brody Town, our tank line held just outside the town, and I focused on reinforcing our defenses.
I love you, Robert.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, seriously, I love the content.
Oh, thank you. Very nice of you.
So Robert, how you successfully learned how to build?
I've gotten better. Call me an expert. Very, I would say above amateur now. I figured some stuff out this war, which is good.
Hell yeah.
I mean, there's definitely like, so it's kind of like
This
Logi.
is what.
You can get out here. It's definitely like Logi, where there's frontline, there's midline, and backline building. Like, I don't know anything about midline or backline buildings. The tank crew eventually returned with a fully repaired and rearmed vehicle, and we headed back into battle.
Wait here.
Look at you surviving.
Our tank medic!
No! Baby.
Where's he at? Oh, we're pushing. Uh-oh.
I am.
65.
No.
I got you. Go back. Keep going back.
Pull it back.
We unfortunately lost our tank, but it was a lot of fun. Big thanks to the tank crew for inviting me to join them. As our tank line was forced to retreat to the outskirts of Brody Town, the defenses I had built earlier provided a temporary hold. However, the Colonials eventually broke through.
Fire him. You're on fire.
Come back and repair this bunker.
Keep fighting, lads. Keep fighting.
We're about to reach the bunker.
Repair.
80%.
Grab your hammer and hit it.
Retreat!
And by sunrise, the only cover we had left was the town's factories. We were throwing everything we had into this fight. Behind the town hall, we had a couple of 150mm artillery cannons that we used to try and push the Colonials back. Eventually, we managed to assemble a solid tank force, including a battle tank which allowed us to push out of Brodytown once again. BMAT supplies were running dangerously low, so I made several runs to the salvage field just north of town. I brought the materials to our refinery to produce public BMATs, knowing we'd need them to survive this fight. Remember not to stand in the middle of the street. Logi stops for no one. On my final salvage run, I returned to find the battle raging right outside of town. From the refinery, I could hear the enemy forces. I quickly loaded up a Logi truck with BMATs and used them to repair our tanks as they came back damaged. 81. The southern road out of Brodytown had a terrible choke point, so some of our tanks moved north to gain more maneuvering room. To the north, there was also a base where another artillery crew was setting up to shell the Colonial front. I decided to help them get organized before rejoining the fight. As the day broke, I joined the battle on the northern front and even had the chance to meet the legendary Field Marshal Dury. Dury is such a great player. Always take a moment to say hi if you see him.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Good day. I'm good, defending this place all day long.
Yeah, for like the last 2 days.
It is actually a week.
Nice. Good to see ya. Eventually, I returned to town to resume repairing tanks, doing my part to keep the fight alive.
Robert, what's your opinion on pineapples?
I'm not a fan.
What about kiwi?
Not a fan. It's just a
Dragon
texture
fruit?
thing.
Oh.
They taste good, but the texture's
That's
just all
reasonable.
wrong.
No fruit? No
I
I really like the
bananas,
juice.
Bananas, apples.
Oh, I guess we're stuck here.
I think you should go. Two of us on you.
Yo, wait, are you the real Robert Loves Games?
Maybe.
Well, if you are, I love your videos, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you can get out of
Ah,
this
the
hole.
voice! It is you! It is you! I was just watching today's video,
You're
man.
good, man.
I started playing this game like a week ago, and I've been watching your videos to learn.
That's
Keep up the
awesome.
good work,
You're
man.
enjoying it.
Yeah, man.
Get out of this hole. Get out of this hole. You guys.
There we go. We're good. We're good.
Another tank crew invited me to join their battle tank. Definitely a case of content creator privilege. I gladly accepted and took on the role of turret operator for the team.
Oh no. Hydro.
Unlock it.
Watch out.
Okay. Unlock the tank.
Tracked. Disabled.
Try to stick with the line. Now, please.
Team 9. Team.
As night fell, the crew decided to repair the tank, restock the ammunition, and wait for daylight before pushing out again. Meanwhile, to the east, the Wardens at the Great Warden Dam continued their steady advance, successfully pushing the Colonials back. Unfortunately, the situation in King's Cage took a turn for the worse. The Warden forces were defeated and forced to retreat to Farinac Coast, leaving the Colonials still needing 2 victory points to win the war. During the night, I focused on reinforcing our base as much as possible, preparing it to withstand any potential Colonial attacks. As the sun rose, we pushed back out once again. We were able to take Elksford the very next day, pushing the Colonials back towards Callahan's Passage. But as soon as we pushed them out on the west side, the Colonials redirected the fight to the east and took the Ark and Ice Ranch and started attacking Brody Town from the east side, taking out our garage and storage depot. I spent an entire night building up the storage depot, garage, and refinery over and over again. Eventually, we pushed the Colonials out of Reaching Trail and took back most of Viper's Pit as well. I also noticed on the map that we had reclaimed all of Howell County. Nicely done to all the Wardens pushing back this week. Thanks for not giving up. Let's make this another great comeback war. And I hope these small Warden victories don't discourage the Colonials from continuing to put up a good fight against us. GG's to the Colonials and Wardens that fought over Brody Town. Thank you again to World of Tanks for sponsoring this video. Make sure to click the link in the description below and use code COMBAT to claim all the rewards. Let me know if you want to play some World of Tanks with me sometime. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support. Make sure to subscribe for more Foxhole content. I'll see you out on the battlefield. Cheers.